Welcome back to the Pokemon Fire Red Monotype Bug Challenge. Last episode, we found our way to Celadon City and noticed that the Rockets had a high presence in town. We also explored Saffron City and it was completely taken over by the Rockets too. We beat 2 gyms, even though the fighting gym wasn't officially recognized by the Pokemon League. This week, we plan on getting the Rockets out of Celadon and finding out what they're up to. Let's roll the intro. With our new badge safely in hand, we heal up and get ready for the next challenge. I know where the rocket base is, but I have no clue how many of them there are. I gotta be ready for anything. I descend the stairs we found earlier, ready to face whatever comes next. We are greeted by a rocket on the first floor, but we make pretty quick work of the grunt, as usual. How are these guys taking over cities? They aren't even tough. We clear the first floor pretty easily, but there's no way to progress from where we are now. We head down to the next level, noting some strange arrows on the ground. We jump on the pad and start spinning out of control! After getting dizzier and dizzier, we eventually make our way out of the arrow maze, collecting various items along the way. We go back upstairs and find a few more rockets. These rockets mention the Sylph Scope, an item that can apparently let us see ghosts. Spooky! The other rocket tells us to take the elevator to see his boss, but we have to find a key first. We start searching the final floor, knowing what we need to find. We find more spinning panels, but we know what to do. Spinning through the maze, we encounter yet another rocket. This one drops the lift key. Now we can move on to the rocket boss. It's time to end this battle once and for all. After another rocket. And a quick heal. We head back to the rocket hideout. My 4 partners ready to battle against the evil rocket boss. The boss has 2 rockets guarding the door. This guy can't even fight his own battles. The way the rockets take over an area must be with overwhelming numbers. Oh well, we defeat both grunts. Now just one more battle to go. The doors open, and we see our first glimpse of Giovanni, the rocket's leader. The battle starts suddenly, with Giovanni sending out Onyx. Silky starts for us, using Flash to lower Onyx's accuracy. Silky does a great job taking on Onyx, defeating him with relative ease. Next up is Rhyhorn. We use the same plan, trying to lower its accuracy as quickly as possible. Silky defeats Rhyhorn as well. Giovanni sends out his ace, a Kangaskhan. It defeats Silky with a single move. We send Spike out with his fighting type attack. He handles this beast, but only barely. Spike and Silky, 2 of the originals, are able to beat the rocket boss. This must mean the rockets are done, right? Giovanni escapes after telling us we won't understand his plan. He leaves us the Silphscope. Well, that's good at least. We wanted to end the Rockets organization, but we will have another shot at that. The rockets in the city are gone, so we take the time to heal and recover from our battle. We know that Lavender Town has a ghost problem, so maybe that should be our next stop. A few episodes back, I mentioned something called base stats. In Pokemon, there are stats called base stats, which are essentially the potential of a Pokemon. These stats are how we determine a species' strengths and weaknesses. So let's talk about Butterfree. Butterfree is one of the original 151 Pokemon. It was introduced relatively early in the first games, usually about the 3rd or 4th Pokemon encounter in the wild, depending on how much you explored. We know Butterfree's base stats are HP 60, Attack 45, Defense 50, Special Attack 80, Special Defense 80, and Speed 70. This means that for the most part, Butterfree is a fairly weak Pokemon with a super low attack. This is disappointing in this generation, since it is a physical type. In general, Butterfree is a Pokemon that falls off and isn't used as much by this point in the game. However, this isn't the end of the story for Butterfree in Generation 3. With the addition of Compound Eyes, which we talked about earlier, and some great status-inducing moves, Butterfree can become a support type. This is how we have been using Silky and Tank so far. They put their opponent to sleep or lower their accuracy and start chipping away. This is why I wanted to make this series. Base stats aren't all you need to consider when selecting a team. Having status-inducing moves can be tough since they are often lower accuracy, but Butterfree works around this issue. Don't be scared to try out new Pokemon, you never know if you'll find your new favorite. Before heading to Lavender Town, we exit to the west of the city before being blocked by another Snorlax. We notice some grass behind a small tree and set out to explore. Noting some trainers, we decide to go ahead and battle. This ended up being a tough battle. We end up face to face with a pair of fire-type Pokemon, a Rapidash and a Ninetales. Silky and Spike fight with all their might and are able to beat the Rapidash first. The Ninetales can't handle 2 opponents at once and we are able to come out victorious. This was a great test for us. We already know our 7th badge is a fire type leader. Maybe we'll be able to handle them when the time comes. We meet a celebrity who gives us the HM for Fly. Another HM we are unable to use. We head back to Lavender Town, ready to run the rockets out of yet another town. We enter the Pokémon Tower, the mood turning somber. We start to ascend the tower and see our rival. Time for another battle. Gary starts with his Pidgeotto, as always. Silky starts for our team, able to paralyze Pidgeotto right away. It isn't too long before Pidgeotto is down and Charmeleon makes his appearance. Silky is able to hold on long enough to beat Charmeleon as well, but he is hurting. We switch out to Spike and knock out Execute and Kadabra. Next out is a new threat, Gyarados. Gyarados beats Spike, but not before being poisoned. Guy comes out next, ready to finish the job. Lucky for us, the Gyarados still seems to be new and not quite ready for battle. Beating Gary, we now have a 4-1 lead. We haven't lost to him or anyone else since the beginning of our journey. We heal up and return to the tower, ready to face the spirits within. Something seems to be controlling the trainers on the upper floors, but we have to fight our way through. They seem to snap out of it after the battle, so we try to free as many of them as we can. We find a circle that heals us as we move higher. This will allow us to fight without worrying about leaving the tower anymore. It works well for us, letting us keep training as we progress. It isn't long before we come to the final staircase. We are stopped by a voice calling out to us, telling us to be gone. The Sylph Scope identifies it as a Marowak ghost, the missing mother of Cubone. Guy helps put the spirit to rest, and we move forward once again. We see the rockets lining the hallway. We do what we do best, knocking rockets out of the way and saving Mr. Fuji. Mr. Fuji thanks us for helping him and helping the Marowak find rest. We follow him back home and he gives us a Poké-Flute, an item we need to wake up the Snorlax blocking our path. We head back to the Pokemon Center once more, healing and getting ready for the next leg of our journey. That's it for this episode. We stopped the rockets twice this time, keeping them from achieving their goals just like in Mount Moon. Next time, we plan on heading to Fuchsia City and maybe finding another teammate or two. Like always, remember to take care of yourself, take care of your friends, and be better. Thanks for watching.